white supremacy permeates every corner of society and every institution, police agencies to the FBI to Department of Justice, all of them. The Southern Poverty Law Center tracks 8 extremist groups. Whomever is engaged in those groups, wherever that might lead, we have outed a number of law enforcement officers who have connections to white supremacy. Primarily, we've discovered that through their social media accounts.
Check out these social media posts. It's a good day for a chokehold. Or hope that this piece of S is dealt with by street justice or just plain karma quickly, hopefully by police gunfire. Or F these Muslim, well, you can read it. Bad in any situation, right? But what if I told you that all those inflammatory words were posted by current or former police officers in Phoenix, in Philadelphia, and in St. Louis? They're just a sampling found by a new study called the Plainview Project of officers around the country using social media to endorse violence against criminals, defendants, blacks, Muslims, women. The study canvassed the postings of more than 3,500 current or former officers in 8 jurisdictions of various sizes and geographic areas. It found posts that appear to endorse violence by officers or members of the public, show bias against minority groups, use dehumanizing language calling protesters or people of color animal or savages. And the attitude went beyond mere words, a deeper dive into the records of officers here in Philly, where posts were flagged, found that almost 1/3 of those individuals have been subjects of civil rights and brutality complaints, many ending in settlements or verdicts for the plaintiffs.
Officers wanting to ram people with Obama bumper stickers. Others calling those in the Black Lives Matter movement racist pieces of explicitives. There's sexism, bigotry, even threats of violence and calls for executions of protesters, all allegedly written by sworn officers.
We turn now to this story. Tonight, 3 Wilmington, North Carolina police officers have been fired after a routine audit of a patrol car camera uncovered what authorities described as extremely racist comments toward African Americans. Here's CBS's Jeff DeGaze.
An internal probe by the Wilmington Police Department reveals hate-filled conversations with 3 veteran officers. Officer Kevin Piner is heard telling Corporal Jesse Moore that the protest would soon lead to a civil war and that he is ready. He goes on to tell Moore that he was going to buy a new assault rifle and soon we are just going to go out and start slaughtering them expletive N-words. Piner says a civil war is needed to wipe them off the expletive map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Later, during a phone call with Piner, Moore refers to a woman he arrested as the N-word and says she needed a bullet in her head right then. Donnie Williams is the department's new police chief. He fired the officers on his first day.
When we talk about killing people in generations of people, that is disturbing.
According to investigators, the officers blame their comments on the stress of today's climate in law enforcement.
A veteran San Antonio police officer fired over his treatment of a criminal trespass suspect last summer.
Yet an officer caught on his own body-worn camera repeatedly using the N-word and other profanities during the arrest of a young black man.
On a police body camera, an Aurora officer uses a horribly racist slur.
The Alabama porch monkeys all continue.
We're going to begin with swift action from Police Chief James Craig, a rookie Detroit police officer fired over his post on Snapchat.
Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. Chief Craig says Officer Sean Bostwick will be off the payroll effective tomorrow morning.
That's after he posted this photo to Snapchat with the caption, here's the quote, "Another night to wrangle up these zoo animals," in reference to Detroit residents.
If we want to improve police-community relations, we would do all that we possibly can do to root out officers who have a bent toward white supremacist ideology.